Good morning YouTube, welcome back to another vlog. I'll be right back. So I haven't had a chance to shoot video for a while. I've been busy during the winter doing some training to better myself, and I'll probably talk about that on a future vlog. I made an interesting trip back in November to Norway, and I intended to vlog the entire trip, but it was breathtaking in many ways. So much so in fact that I kind of forgot that I'd gone there with the purpose of making video. It's an interesting point actually, because when you look around you, particularly in the, dare I say, younger generation, everybody's hell-bent on making sure that they capture their Instagram photo or their YouTube video, and they kind of miss out on living the actual experience through their own naked eyes. So I've kind of done a bit of both. Thankfully I managed to get a reasonable amount of B-roll as I went along. I might have to interject on and off throughout the video, but I hope you enjoy what I did manage to capture. So as very often is the case with my videos, this trip starts at Gatwick. It's not quite going to plan. For those of you that know me well, you'll know that some of the things I really despise are cold weather, the dark. I'm pretty much a summer person. I definitely suffer with that SAD thing during the winter months. So the plan was a trip to Norway to go whale watching. I'm very sort of anti-SeaWorld and those type of places, so the opportunity to come and see whales in the wild has appealed to me for some time. So I booked this trip on a bit of a whim really, without doing too much research. I'm currently in Tromso, and this is what we arrived to. So as you can see, it's pretty cold and snowy. I'm not sure what I was expecting in November in Norway. What I didn't actually realise is that there's effectively no daytime either. As you can see outside now, it's pretty gloomy, and that's about as bright as it's going to get, because there's only effectively an hour or so between sunrise and sunset. We're heading further north today, and we are going to be getting on a boat to do some whale watching. So I'll check in further down the line. So we're back at the airport. We've spent very little time in Tromso, and we're heading off to, I think it's Sorjosen. I hope there's no Norwegians watching this, because I'm sure I pronounced that incorrectly. We've changed the flight. We were due to be on a flight at 7 o'clock tonight. We brought it forward to 1300 because we realised we were probably going to miss the boat otherwise. So back at the airport, 25-minute flight, and it's only going to get colder from here. So we're about to get on the next flight. This is hilarious. We've effectively just been kicked out of the terminal. We've self-scanned ourselves out of the airport. Sorry, my hand's in the way of the camera. And we're getting on this.
So we're back in Tromso. The aircraft couldn't land due to the snowstorm. It's very noisy here.
So the flight's been cancelled. You honestly couldn't make this up. There's literally two of us now on a 52-seater coach on a 3-hour trip by road. Well, in actual fact, the 3-hour trip turned into a 5-hour trip for two reasons. One, the road conditions were horrendous. We were crawling along at barely walking pace a lot of the time. And secondly, we were told that the bus was going to get to where it needed to be on a 3-hour trip which involved 2 ferries. What actually happened is the driver decided to circumnavigate everything by land, which added 2 hours to our journey. We did eventually make it to the boat, however. It was somewhat smaller than we expected it to be. 8 passengers, 2 crew, that was it. Pretty close quarters for 4 days. That being said, the scenery was breathtaking.
days of whale watching on the Goxsheim. We're finally back on dry land and back in Tromso. So now we're going to go and explore. And of course, a trip like this would not be complete without finding yourself on a snow-covered mountain. We did get here by cable car, in fairness, but it's still quite adventurous for me, really. So that just about wraps up my trip to Norway at the top of a mountain overlooking Tromso. It's time to head for the airport now. It's certainly been an adventure along the way, a bit of a roller coaster. Some things went well, some things not so well. But the whole purpose of the trip was to see whales, and in particular orcas, and that much I certainly did. Time to get back to that plane.
So it was cold and it was challenging, but all in all it was breathtaking. If you ever get a chance to see orcas in the wild, please do so. Thanks for watching. I've got some more vlogs coming up soon, I promise. I am back on this now. So I'll see you on the next one.